Hi everyone and welcome. Thank you for tuning into our Facebook Live. Today is World Ocean Day and I have two very special guests that want to celebrate with you. Belle and Jack, two of our North American river otters. Belle is 16 and Jack is 5, and today's enrichment was environmental change. So in the two buckets, the one that Belle is climbing on is a red clay dirt, something they like to roll in, and then the bucket on the right is full of ice and fish juice. Then we gave him a pond prawn. That's one of Jack's favorites. He likes to drag it into the pool and kind of swim with it, almost like a ribbon dancer. It's very adorable. But on today's World Ocean Day, we want to talk about North American river otters, because regardless of their name, you can find otters in rivers, in lakes, and in marshes, and in brackish waters, such as our own backyard like High Island. They eat a variety of fish, and here at the Houston Zoo, they get capelin, herring, and trout. They also get a canine meat, egg, and carrots. Carrots, very good for their teeth. It's hard, it's crunchy. It's almost like nature's natural toothbrush for these guys. And they get their carrots every Tuesday. North American river otters are stable. Their population is stable, but they are still a protected species. And as you can see, they are very social as well. They will live independently. They are fairly independent, but they also like to hang out in social groups. So right before breeding season, you could see a small group up to potentially 10 otters, mostly males, called bachelor groups, before splitting off and going to find a female and new territory. They can have up to 2 to 3 pups, and they'll spend about 3 to 4 months with mom. Mom will teach them how to hunt as well as swim. So North American river otters are semi-aquatic, which means they can thrive in water and on land. And there are 13 species of otter. And all of them are semi-aquatic except for one, and that is the sea otter. The sea otter spends its whole day in the ocean, lounging and collecting its favorite food among the kelp forest. So these guys do have webbed feet, but regardless, they do love digging. And that coat is nice and brown, not only acting like great camouflage, but that top coat that you see acts like a rain jacket. It helps protect that bottom coat that you can't see, that's nice and fluffy like cotton, nice and dry, because otters rely on that cotton-like hair to trap in air and keep them nice and warm during chilly weather. Because North American river otters do not rely on flubber to keep them warm like a walrus or sea lion. Again, they rely on that fluffy hair staying warm to trap in that air. Then they have that very long, powerful tail, great for steering and pushing themselves through the water. And they have goggles. They're always wearing goggles. They have an extra eyelid or that they can pull over, so if you ever see them swimming, you may notice their eye looks a little cloudy. That's just their goggles. They also have a thin membrane that can close their ears and nose off to protect any water or debris from getting in their nose while they're swimming. And they have those very nice long whiskers, just like Jack wants to show you, up close and personal. Very nice long whiskers to hunt and feel around in that murky water. It's kind of like their night vision. North American river otters are mostly active at dawn and dusk. Great time to catch the prey that are just waking up or just going to bed. And yes, these are Belle and Jack, and besides having World Ocean Day today, which is super fun to celebrate, today is also known as National Best Friends Day, and these two are super close friends. They love cuddling at night, grooming each other. It's very important for otters to groom. That coat they rely on needs to be free from any dirt and debris. And you'll also sometimes see Jack offer his fish to Belle. He likes taking care of his best friend, making sure she has a nice full belly before a long day of playing. So as you can see right now, they're kind of chasing each other in the pool, enjoying that nice, cool ice water that they took into the water. And speaking of cool, these guys can be found all over North America and up to parts of Canada. So they can thrive in the super hot Texas heat, but as well as cold areas like Colorado. So here at the Houston Zoo, we do work on saving North American river otters. One, we participate in jetty cleanups. We go out and we do crab trap cleanups, as well as not supplying any straws here. Straws are a big pollution that you can find out in our ocean. So simply skipping the straw at your local restaurant can help save North American river otters, as well as using reusable baggies. Here in our gift shops, we have adorable bags that say this bag helps save a North American river otter. And again, this is Belle and Jack. Belle is 16, Jack is 5, and they can live into their late teens to early 20s. And Jack loves to scent roll. He likes to smell like anything but an otter. The stinkier the better is for him. Unlike Miss Belle, she's a little daintier. She likes to stay a little cleaner. North American river otters here at the zoo eat capelin, herring, and trout. We also give them egg and carrots. Belle's actually a great hunter. She's known to actually catch grackles out of midair. But out in the wild, they would eat a variety of fish, as well as small amphibians, frogs, small birds, and crustaceans like crawfish or crabs. And there's Belle jumping around, going to check out Jack digging in the dirt. Otters are related to skunks, so they do have a nice musky scent. And they have those glands at the base of their tail and on their paws. Great way to mark their territory. And they are very tactile. They love to bring things in the water. As you saw, they love to drag their buckets in like they did with the ice bucket, or like Jack does with his palm fronds. And I have a fun word for you today, latrine. Latrine just means that our otters use the same spot every day to go to the bathroom. So us keepers really like that. It's very easy to clean. But we have other animals here at the Houston Zoo that are also latrine animals, such as our giant river otters, our pig, and llama located in the Children's Zoo. So Jack and Belle, their most favorite part of the day to get up and active is first thing in the morning. It's the best time for us trainers to train them. It's the best time to also see them interact with enrichment. So anywhere between 9 and 10:30, 11. And then right before closing, about 4 or 5 o'clock, you'll see them getting up and active again because they're excited for dinner. They're excited to go in their back bedrooms where they have all their favorite towels and blankies, as well as the AC. Again, they are semi-aquatic, so they can thrive on land and in the water. And you can find them besides just at High Island. You can find them in Buffalo Bayou. You can find them at Lake Conroe. Also in local golf courses as well. They're very good at surviving and adapting. And just like surviving and adapting, so you can see Jack is rolling in the dirt, getting covering up his smell, getting nice and stinky, smelling like the environment around him so he can blend in while hunting for other prey. His favorite out of the mulch, sand, and red clay is the red clay, so we had to give him that today. Our otters really enjoy manipulating their environment, so today was environmental change, so we gave him the ice covered in fish juice as well as the red clay and a palm frond. If you come back later today or tomorrow, you may find the palm frond has been dragged into the water, because at some point today or overnight, Jack will take it into the water and dance with it almost like a ribbon dancer. They have several different vocalizations, ranging from chuffs, squeaks, and whistles, but also body posture as well. They'll stand up very tall. Belle may put actually a hand out and tell Jack to step away if she just wants to nap and not want to play. And Jack's really good at respecting Belle and her space, just like Belle is very nice and respects Jack's space as well. Because they are social. Out in the wild, if you see a group of otters and they're hunting, if one otter catches fish, they will not share it amongst the others. So North American river otters, I guess you can say, are a little selfish when it comes to their food. They don't want to share it. Unlike giant river otters, where they'll hunt and then bring it back to the family to share with the family. So Belle's digging around in that ice. That's her personal favorite enrichment, because I did sprinkle some fish juice on there. So she's curious, is there any fish hiding amongst that juice and that ice? So they have very strong jaws, and they are carnivores, so they do have canines, but they'll also use their environment like rocks to crack open into any crabs or crawfish that they may catch or dig out of the clay. And every day the keepers work with the otters, working on cute behaviors like just turn around and stand, which can also be used as a animal husbandry, so we can see the otter's full body as well as their paws, but also voluntary kennel, lineup, and injections. We do all of our training voluntary. The otters actually participate in their own vet care. Just like you go to the doctor, our otters go to the doctor every year and get their teeth looked at, get blood draws, and get an exam from our amazing vets here at the Houston Zoo. As you can see, Jack just can't stay away from that dirt. We talked about how much he loves playing in it. Again, North American river otters, their conservation status is stable, but they are still protected. They were once very popular to hunt for furs, and in parts of Canada still are popular for that. But it's important to have otters in our waterways, because if you ever spot an otter in your lake or in your river, that's just a sign of a healthy ecosystem. That means there's plenty of fish. There's no bad algae blooms, there's no illness or disease going around. Otters are a great sign of having a healthy ecosystem. So recently when we spotted them in Buffalo Bayou, I personally got really excited, because that means our bayou is clean, it's thriving, and it's healthy. And again, there are several ways you can help keep our oceans clean, as well as save the North American river otters. It's skipping those straws, using your reusable baggies, participating in local beach cleanups, picking up any trash you may see in your neighborhood or in the parking lots, because those do wash into our gullies that then go out into our bays and out into the ocean. Or simply coming to the Houston Zoo, because by coming to the Houston Zoo, you do help save animals in the wild, just like Belle and Jack. That is a great question. How do they handle the heat? They actually handle the heat very well. Besides getting ice and having a very large pool to swim in and having their back bedrooms with AC, the heat is no problem for these guys, as well as the cold. If you come to the zoo today, you may notice that the otters look fluffy, but not as fluffy if you were to come in December or January, because that undercoat blows out. They shed it during the hotter months, and then they grow it again during the winter months, kind of like a husky or your dog would. Again, they are considered a carnivore, so they are small carnivores. And remember, today is National Best Friends Day as World Ocean Day, so look at these two playing and bonding. Playing for otters is one way of bonding and showing how they care and love for each other. So grooming is important, but playing is also great too. It also shows them getting up and exercising. They can hold their breath for quite a while. So while you see them tossing in the water, that is no problem. That is very natural for them. Personally, I think the summer months are their favorite because they get to spend more time in the water. They get to get their ice and their ice pops. One of my personal favorite enrichment items to make our otters is ice pops with fish chunks inside of it. So the otters really have to tear, pull, and claw at those ice pops, or patiently wait until it melts, depending if they want to cheat or not. That's a great question. Do Belle and Jack breed? They are not a breeding pair. They're just best friends. They're here to socialize, hang out with each other, but no breeding. Belle is a little too old. She is 16, and Jack respects that, being 5. One way you can tell them apart is Belle has a much slender, more softer face than Jack. Also outside of the water, Jack has slightly stockier shoulders than Belle. The North American river otter males are always larger than the females. They can be anywhere between 2 to 3 feet in length from nose to tail and weigh anywhere between 11 and 18 pounds. So they're about the average size of as a domestic house cat. Thank you very much for tuning in to our Facebook Live. Your questions were fantastic. Please join us again next Wednesday at 11 a.m. for our next surprise Facebook Live. Thank you, friends.